Jimmie Allen has plenty to think about these days. His flying instructor, the disagreeable and impatient Shorty Mason, tells him that his air work is almost hopeless. Jimmie wonders if he'll ever learn to fly. The lad is also worried about the hint of suspicion that has been thrown upon his great friend, Speed Robertson. What does Speed know about the missing plans for the new jet-propelled Army fighter? Then, too, just who is the strange Oriental Major Moto? Well, let's see what's happening to Jimmie. We find him standing beside his training ship talking with Flash Lewis, the droll mechanic. Jimmie is waiting for his instructor to appear.
You can't prove it by me, Jimmie. All them guys from Manchuria and China and Japan looks alike to me.
But, Flash, does Major Moto seem to know much about airplanes?
Say, them slant-eyed babies sometimes look dumb, but their old thinking apparatus is turning over at 2,400 revolutions a minute. I learned that in the Pacific, and don't you ever forget it.
He seems smart enough, but he never says anything. I just can't seem to get acquainted with him at all.
Well, what do you care about Major Moto? He ain't bothering you, is he?
No, nothing like that. He's always very polite and, well, respectful, you know. But, well, I just can't dope him out.
Well, all I know is that his government sent him here to learn to fly. But listen, kid, you got other things to think about. Here comes that ding-dong instructor of yours, the Honorable Shorty Lindbergh Doolittle Eaker Smith Mason, the world's greatest flyer. Ha! Well, I'd better wipe off his powerful training plane that you and Shorty's gonna fly this morning.
Gee, Mr. Mason looks kind of sour. He must have climbed out the wrong side of the bed.
Looks like a rough morning for the students of good old Central Flying School. Oh, never mind, Jimmie. There's worse things than Shorty Mason to put up with. Why, once I had scarlet fever.
Good morning, Mr. Mason.
Morning, Allen. I suppose you sat up all night studying that book of yours on how to fly.
Oh, no, sir. I had a good night's rest last night. I feel just fine this morning.
Maybe a good rest will improve your flying. It needs something.
Is my air work showing any improvement at all, Mr. Mason?
No, it's getting worse.
Can you make any suggestions that will help it, sir? I'm willing to do anything.
The trouble with you, Allen, you don't pay any attention to what I tell you. You're one of these smart crackers who thinks he knows everything. You come down here with the idea that you was going to show me how to fly.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Mr. Mason. I've never had any such intentions.
Just 'cause you got mixed up in an airline robbery and got your picture in the paper and got to running around with that big ham Speed Robertson.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Mason. I'm willing to admit my flying's bad, but I think you'll have to admit that I'm trying just as hard as I possibly can. And I certainly didn't come down to the school here to
I'll
get installed.
save all that. I know what you're going to say. And I'm going to tell you another thing, Allen.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Mason. Isn't it a gorgeous day for flying? Simply gorgeous. A beautiful day for you brave and intrepid birdmen.
Shut your mouth, Flash. Suppose you're trying to be funny. Well, you're about as funny as a cry for help.
Oh, pardon me, Mr. Mason. Excuse my glove. I was just trying to start the day pleasantly for you.
Yeah? Well, put a gag in that big mouth of yours. Say, Allen, how are you getting on with your ground school course?
All right, I think. You see, I spent quite a bit of time studying before I came to the school.
I suspected that. Well, answer this question. What are the 5 component parts of an airplane?
The 5 integral parts of an airplane? Oh, that's easy, Mr. Mason. There's the power unit, or engine and propeller, that's 1. The landing gear or chassis is 2. The wing or wings is 3. The fuselage is 4, and the tail group is 5. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, all right. Well, I'm glad you're learning something. I don't seem to be able to pound anything about flying into your head.
Well, really, I think I've learned quite a bit. I guess I seem pretty awkward, though. Oh, here comes Mr. Jones.
Yeah. I wonder what the boss wants. Hello, Mike.
Howdy, Shorty. Hello there, Jimmie.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Oh, Shorty. You and Allen getting ready for a hop?
Yeah, I was just going to start the engine.
I see. Better wait a minute. Say, Jimmie, I want you to do a little errand for me. And, better take Flash Lewis with you. Flash, you go along with Jimmie Allen and, see if you can find a flying jacket in my car. It's parked over in back of the administration building.
Okay, Mike.
I can go over alone, Mr. Jones. I know your car when I see it.
Oh, you better take Flash with you. He knows where I parked my car.
Just as you say. But I can go over alone, and then you won't have to take Flash away from his work.
I said take Flash. I'll get along.
All right. Come on, Flash.
It's that brown flying jacket of mine, Flash. I think it's in the back seat.
Okay, Mike.
What's the big idea, Mike? I saw your jacket hanging up in the office.
Yeah? Well, never mind that. Now, look here, Shorty. How's young Allen getting on with his flying?
Well, to tell you the truth, he's doing all right. That lad's a smart kid. Don't fool yourself about that. And he's going to make a smooth pilot, too.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Don't be telling me how smart he is. I know.
What have you got on your mind, Mike?
This kid is too smart. Get it? He knows too much. Altogether too much.
You think so?
Mason, I don't think it. I know it. He and Robertson messed up one deal. And now what do you think has happened?
Go ahead. I'll bite.
After me and Moto landed yesterday, young Allen starts giving Moto the question box. Now do you begin to see the light?
What? You mean he suspects that Moto...
Shut up. Don't start thinking out loud here or anywhere else. I don't know exactly how much the kid knows or how much he suspects. But whatever it is, it's too much. Get it?
Maybe you're right, Mike. You know the picture better than I do.
I'll say I do. And I don't want this picture smeared up. Now listen, Shorty. Could Allen get this training ship off the ground? Could he fly it alone?
Great guns, Mike. Do you mean turn the kid loose?
I mean this, Shorty. We can't afford to have our plans messed up. And, well, what could be more natural than one of those unfortunate aviation accidents? See?
But, Mike, we're taking a chance.
Listen, Mason, you've got to take chances in this racket.
I know it, Mike, but the kid's pretty good. What if he got up and down okay?
Well, if he should, we'll have to try.
Listen, Mike, I got it. I think I can fix that. Now, wait a minute. I think I got a small wrench in my pocket.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you going to do?
Come on over here by the landing gear. There, now stand in front of me, Mike. This is worth trying.
Oh, I see. Not a bad idea, Shorty. Hurry up, though. They're coming back.
One's enough, Mike, and I think it'll work.
Come on, hurry up. They're coming.
Okay, that ought to do it. Now leave the rest to me.
I don't know why we couldn't find it. We certainly looked all over.
Well, boys, couldn't you find the jacket?
We looked all through the car, Mr. Jones. There's no flying jacket there.
That's funny. Thought I left it in the car. Oh, well, never mind.
Well, it sure ain't in the car, Mike.
All right, let it go. Oh, say, Jimmy, Shorty Mason tells me you're getting along swell with your flying. He says you're the best student he ever had.
He said what? Why, I don't understand. He told me just this morning that he thought...
Jimmy, I was just kidding you. Just kidding you. I do that with all my students. So they won't get overconfident.
Oh, gee, I'm certainly glad to hear that.
Sure, kid. You're doing great. Why, Shorty tells me you're all ready to solo. Well, got to be getting back to my office. Come along with me, Flash. Got a job for you in the shop. And, Shorty, it's a nice, calm morning. If you say it's okay, let Jimmy solo. Bye. Be seeing you later.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Jones. But, Mr. Mason, I didn't think my
Oh,
flying...
that's all right, kid. You've been doing a great job of flying. You're all right. In fact, you're ready to solo. I think I'll send you out alone right now.
But I haven't had any takeoffs or landings. Oh, I don't think I'm ready to solo.
Sure, you're ready to solo. Why, you'll get this ship up and down without any trouble at all. That's the easiest part of flying anyway.
I wouldn't want to try it before I had some instructions in landing.
Oh, so you don't want to solo, eh? You're losing your nerve, eh, Allen? I thought you was yellow. I thought you was the kind
Now,
of
look
kid
here,
that...
Mason, I'm not yellow. I'm not afraid to take this ship off and land it. But I do think I should have some instructions in landing.
If you're not yellow, what's the big idea of putting on the baby act with me?
All right. I'll solo the ship. And I'll get it up and down, too.
Now you're talking like a man. All right, get up there in the cockpit and get it started. You know how. and there ain't much wind. You could take off from the line right here.
That suits me okay.
All clear. Come on, get us started. All right. Turn her around and hit her right down the field. And land her out there on the north-south runway.
Roger. I'll make it all right.
Look at the kid take off that ship. Hey, that is pretty good at that, isn't it, Mike? Watch yourself, Shorty. Here comes Speed Robertson. That's a bad break.
Hey, what ship was that just took off?
That's Jimmie Allen making his first solo.
What? You mean Jimmie Allen's alone on that ship? Why, he isn't ready to solo. Are you crazy, Mason?
Listen, Robertson, I'm his instructor. I know what I'm doing.
You dirty pup.
Hey, Speed, look. What's that falling away from Jimmy's ship?
Great Scott, a wheel. One of the wheels has come off the landing gear.
What in the world will happen to Jimmy now? The young student, alone in the airplane, with no training or experience to help him to a safe landing and a damaged landing gear. Many breathtaking thrills are in store for us in the next episode of The Air Adventures of Jimmie Allen.